Welcome everyone to a bedroom makeover. I want to declare before we get into this that this mess, this chaos that you see before your eyes is the bedroom of my autistic son. And I wasn't going to say, but I think it's really important because there are so many variations of behavioral patterns and things like that when it comes to autism. And with mine, he is a massive hoarder. He's a big collector. Everything has a meaning. Everything has a purpose. He doesn't like to throw things away, even to furniture. I mean, he could collect furniture quite easily and have no flaw whatsoever. But he struggles to maintain things. And there's also the other side where I'm not allowed to touch any of it. So it's got to a point where I've said, can I please just go into your room and just tidy it all up, get it all nice? And he has agreed on the conditions I don't chuck anything away. So what I'm doing is I'm clearing up, and I've agreed with him that everything I take out, I will put some of it back in, and then he can sort through all the other bits and go through what he wants and what he doesn't want. The chances are he's going to want everything. That's probably what's going to happen. But it will just mean I'll get some plastic containers that just on wheels that can go under the beds, and you can just pull them out, and then he can keep everything. But the cuddlies are becoming a joke. There are cuddlies everywhere, but they've all got a life. They all have a name. They all have relatives. And you've got mummy monkey, and you've got daddy monkey, and then you've got the siblings, So it's really hard to try and move the cuddlies out of the room. That's like the biggest task of it all. That and paperwork. So he's a massive collector of paper. He will draw a dot on one bit of paper and go, actually no, I'm not going to draw that. And then that bit of paper is no longer usable because it has a dot on it. So that's how it is all the time. So I find lots of paper scrunched up with just like a little one letter or a line to start a drawing that hasn't been completed, and that's no longer usable anymore. So it becomes, it's hard work. It's really, really hard, and you have to be so careful with how you deal with it. So it is a challenge, but I want to make this room so much more easier for him and his brother. And I've said to him, because he really wants, his brother's not fussed. He don't care. All he cares about is if he's got time to sit in there and play on a computer game. That's all he cares about. If he's not out playing football or pottering about in the garden doing something, he just wants to play on his computer. So he's agreed with Jensen that jungle room is absolutely fine. He's quite happy to have a jungle room as long as the Xbox is in there. That's all he cares about. God love him. But with Jensen, it's a case of, okay, you want a jungle room, so I'll start getting you some bits for a jungle room. Actually, I don't know now. I think I want to have a Blackpink room. So I'm like, right, so you want me to do your room in the style for Blackpink? And he's like, yes, that's what I want. And then 5 minutes later, he'll say, but I really like the idea of a jungle room. And then he'll come in and he'll start talking to me like it's all forgotten. And I'm just dusting down. I'm using my painting extender for the roller, and I've just put a cloth on. I was just getting all the cobwebs down because I'm not getting too close to them. No, I am not. So he'll forget the whole conversation's ever happened where we've gone, okay, now you want a Blackpink room. And he'll come in and say, this would be a really good idea for my jungle room. And I'm like, where are we? Where are we right now? What's happening? So what I've said is he can have whatever he wants in his room. I don't care if he wants to have My Little Pony wrestling with wrestlers. I don't care, as long as he's happy. I said, I'll do the walls a neutral colour. Therefore, if you change your mind, all that needs to be changed is probably the pictures you put on the wall and the curtains if need be. And then that's it. I was absolutely worn out doing this. It took me 2 days in total, which I don't think is too bad. I did overwork myself, and I did wake up with a really bad flare up the next morning. I woke up very, very early. I was completely seized. I was in absolute agony, and swore I wasn't going to do any more. But I got up, got the kids ready for school, took some painkillers, ate way too many shortbread chocolate chip cookies, and down to way too much tea. And then I was sitting there thinking, I'm just wasting I'm wasting the day and I don't like that. So when it was round 2 of the painkillers, I took those and then I went upstairs and started cracking on. So in 2 days, I got this room looking so much better. And this paint that I got, it's tough. I think it's tough and washable, but it's by B&Q. It's their own brand and it was £22. Oh my goodness me, it is so thick and it goes on really, really well. So normally when I get own brand, I have Wix. Wix is very, very, very good, but the B&Q one's definitely thicker. And normally when I put an own brand on, that's not, because I normally go for the Easy Care and Dulux, it goes on and you're like, God, this is going to take 2 or 3 coats. God help me, I'm going to be here all day rolling and rolling and rolling. But no, 1 coat. And I was like, it's only going to take 2 coats. 2 coats and we're on a good one. And bear in mind that is a navy wool with bright orange. So it was doing good. It was doing very good. So this line that you can see here is very, very tricky at the top because up there the wool curves. It curves into the ceiling. So it goes completely straight and then boom, straight into a curve. And it's really, really tricky to get round. So the edges won't be perfect. I am going to do the edges, I'm not leaving it like that. But the edges won't be perfect. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy those dado rails. I keep saying this with the other rooms as well. It's a brilliant idea. Then I'm going to paint them. I might paint them that olive green or I might paint them a nice brown. And then I'm going to stick those all the way around the ceiling so that it will break that bodged looking line and it will just give that nice touch to the room that's just gonna sort of like really make those all the corners and everything pop that little bit more. I think that's going to work really well. I have got a lot of things that I'm going to be doing with this room which I haven't done yet. So there's going to be some, this is like the decorating, there is going to be some like, you know, getting creative. I want to do vines and stuff. So from that little brown, not brown, that green bit you can see on the ceiling, top corner next to the vent, that's like a, I don't know what you'd call it, like a beam, and it's painted green. But I was going to leave it green because I thought I could do like get some artificial vines and whatnot coming off that. It would look really, really good. Plus I really didn't want to paint it because it's such an awkward little spot. Anyway, when Jensen and Elliot came home from school, they went upstairs and saw the first half of the room and they were like, oh, thank you so much. This is going to be so nice. Thank you, blah, blah, blah. I went up about an hour later and Jensen had got the roller and just rolled that green bit. And I was like, why have you done that? Why? And he was like, because I didn't know whether I wanted it to be white or whether I wanted it to be green. And I was like, but you do realise that once you paint it, you can't just wipe it away. And he was like, oh, okay, it'll have to be white then. And I'm like, yeah, great, I've got to do it. Me, looking like a minion, which is what they told me when I dropped them off at school. Mum Minion is dropping us at school today. And I was like, oh yeah. Oh yes, should have saved it for tomorrow because it's well booked day. I would have pulled it off and just no one would have thought, oh my gosh, she looks like a minion. But anyway, I didn't care. I just wanted to be in my comfy so that I can just get them in school, get back and finish off their bedroom once and for all. I did 2 coats on the painting. I did some of the edging, but not all. And this is the next day. So last night we just chucked a Bob the Builder blanket up there. Such an old duvet cover. I've got old duvet covers that just sit festering inside my airing cupboard. And I'm like, I'll need you one day. I'll need you one day. And I did, because I hung it in the window. So I've got the drill out. I went down into the summer house. I need to show you that actually, because Nick started doing the cladding. And it's looking so nice. Oh, yes. Once he's finished doing the cladding, he better start doing the inside of it because at the moment it just looks like a giant shed on the inside. But I went down, got the drill, and I started to put the brackets up so that I can get the curtains up, which really infuriated me in my own head all day because the curtains look like Jennifer Lopez's flipping dress from whatever year that was, the green one. You know which one it is? When she was big back in the day with her music. And it's not my type of music. I don't enjoy it. But the second I got these curtains out, look, they're 30 quid down to £7.50 and done now. Yes, thank you very much. all I had stuck in my head was waiting for tonight. And I'm like, no, no, why did I do that? It's stuck in my head all day. It's literally been annoying me to the point of anger. Does anybody else get this? Where a song gets stuck in your head and it actually starts to make you feel angry because it's doing your head in that much. But yeah, if you want to make a Jennifer Lopez dress, go down to Dunelm and grab their curtains for £7.50. You can make it. You don't even have to do any sewing either. You just have to put one either side, tie it around the back of your neck and put a belt round. There you go. Designer in the making. Thank you very much. So I was stretching myself out to the point where I was literally breathing through that little moment. I was going, just keep spinning, Gabby, just keep spinning, just keep spinning. Because I was standing on the bed and it was pulling my shoulders. I was hurting so much, but you can't hold yourself on the light, you know, otherwise you're going to pull it down. So in the end, I resorted to getting the ladder out, and I didn't want to because I couldn't be bothered. But I needed it anyway, so why I didn't, I just don't know. Now I'm going to go around and do some of the edges that I didn't do, and I'm just going to tidy them up and get rid of all the little navy lines that you can just see peeking through under that white. It's not actually white, it's called something else. I'm going to have to try and find it. I'll list it below because it's all about upstairs and I can't. I'm seized right now. I'm seized up. I started off like a breadstick. I'm now like a quaver. That's how it's happened to me. I'm all curled up and I need a shower. So I've gone from breadstick to quaver. That's how I am today. Yes. But I'm starting to feel really chuffed now, and I cannot wait for them to come home from school today because they're going to see it and they're just going to be like, oh. The next thing is going to be sorting out all the stuff that's not been put back in because it's the stuff that's going to go under the bed. And that's going to be the next challenge. I haven't got this in this video, but it is going to be hard work because I know it's going to be very, very hard for him. And yeah, I'm absolutely dreading it. I will have to help him, but as like a sit by, like you can't interfere, because if you interfere, then if there's any regrets, then it's on you. So if I said to him, do you really need that? You don't have to keep that if you don't want it. And he goes, yeah, okay, maybe not. And he'll be happy to part with it. When he decides he wants it back, just because I've said, do you really want that? Therefore, it's my fault. I made him get rid of it. It's my fault that it's gone and that he doesn't have it anymore. And that's just how he sees it, because he gets very confused very easily. He doesn't deal with decision making and any kind of situations like that. He doesn't deal with them very well. So you kind of have to let him get on with it unless he asks you for help. And even then, you're very limited on what you can say. You've just got to support. That's all you can do. You just have to support. Don't make decisions. Don't, put words into their mouth, anything like that. You've just got to support whatever it is that they're saying and go with it. I tried to stick his new chalkboard thing up, which I felt really heartbroken for him because he'd already written down like the next couple of weeks things on it, but I couldn't get it to untangle. It all stuck together and I couldn't get it off. By the way, that flash smells absolutely gorgeous. Oh, it's really, really nice. I'm just wiping this down. So this shelf, I don't want it in here. I don't want it in here. It needs to go. But he loves it. And he likes certain things to be on it. So I'm making sure he has got it. It's not my room. It's his choice. And I'm just making sure that he has everything that he does actually want. These chest of drawers I am going to change. I'm going to put some coatings on them. And I've ordered, haven't got them yet, but I've ordered wooden animal shaped drawer knobs. And yeah, I can't wait to put them on. I cannot wait. They're going to be so nice when it's all done. I'm really, really excited. Actually, there was a review on there that made me giggle. Someone put a review on there. I think they're trying to be funny, and it was funny. So, this is what I'm telling you. But someone had put a review on for these animal drawer knobs, and they said the wife was over the moon when I showed her these knobs. She'd never seen such good knobs. She's very happy with these knobs. If you like knobs, you're going to love these knobs. And that was it. I was just reading it like, what? It was funny. It really was. So he's got these fairy lights that he had in his room at Christmas and he absolutely loves them. So I'm just popping them on the shelf that he likes so he can still have his lights. His books, these are Elliot's and Jensen's books, but they're more of Jensen's in here than Elliot's. Elliot tends to keep his stuff in a little stash by the sofa in the front room. He doesn't really... do you know what he is? I'm just going to say it. I'm going to be honest. Do you know what Elliot is? He's the kid from the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Look, it looks so much nicer. Look at that. How cozy. It's nice. Yes. So he's the kid from the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The one with Johnny Depp in. The gamer. That is Elliot. Because that's what he cares about. He'll get really annoyed with me if I tell him that. If I say, look, all you care about is a computer. He gets really angry with me. He's like, no, I don't. And then he's like, oh, and he storms upstairs and goes on the computer. And I'm like, no, you've been on it for 2 hours, 2 solid hours of your life in one day, sat there on a computer. Do you know what I've been watching? I'm really late to this, but do you know what I've been watching? I've been watching The Walking Dead. I'm hooked. I'm hooked on The Walking Dead. And I'm supposed to be watching the last episode, the last series of The Handmaid's Tale, ready for the new one that is coming. And I've got into watching The Walking Dead. I can't cope. But I have seen all of The Handmaid's Tale. Just usually when there's a new one due, I like to rewatch the last few episodes so that I can, get back into the swing of it. So I'm just sorting out the cubes here. There's a box of stuff there that needs sorting out. And I'm bringing the hamster back in. He's called Pudding. Once all the room was aired and there's no more smells of cleaning and whatnot, he came back in. This was the before and after. Look at the difference. It looks bigger, it looks brighter, it looks fresher. Soon we're going to put the vines and everything on the wall and do it all jungly by accessorising. And we will change the vinyl. We're going to put some Fablon on the drawers. But what a difference. Honestly, I can't tell you how hard it is to keep this room maintained and how much he struggles himself and how much it upsets him and how much it will just be like that in 5 minutes' time. But I'm trying to do it so it's so much more maintained and so much more easier for him and just make it nicer. And it does look so much nicer. The orange that we had before, we were going to do a full-on jungle with it and never completed it. And that was because of the mind changing. But now, look. And for those of you that have been asking, little Panzer, bless her, she had her op. The op went absolutely fantastically well. She recovered out of there very, very well. Went and got her. Look at her climbing up me, look. She's still recovering. And she's absolutely nuts. She's a right little monkey cat. She keeps purring and cuddling up to me. It's so sweet. But she's just like, yeah, look at me. Look at me. She's doing really, really well. And she's healing nicely as well. So thank you to everybody who has been asking. But there we go. This is quite a nice room transformation, I feel. And I will be adding more to it very, very soon. But thank you all so, so much for watching. I hope you all understand. It's not easy. And every day is completely different. Every day is a challenge. But he's an absolute angel. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in my next video.